JB Hunt tries to drive me off the road, a crash in Wisconsin, a four-wheeler cuts me off, another truck driver tries to run into me, also Garmin updates, load updates, and more on this episode of
The Clutch Trucker Channel.
Clutch Trucker, filmed before a live and furry studio audience. Yep, that's Rusty, the world-famous meatball dog. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. I can't even say my name. Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker Channel. Alright, here I am driving on I-20 here in Mississippi. It is Sunday the 29th. I'm now having to rethink my plan of where I was going to park. I was planning on staying at the Petro in Jackson. I got to deliver in Jackson tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. I have two stops on this load. And then the second one's down there in near New Orleans. And what's the name of the town? It's, let's see, Harahan, New Orleans, or Harahan, Louisiana. Anyway, I was looking at the reviews on Trucker Path about the Petro in Jackson, and it was basically saying door knockers knocking on your truck all night, begging for money and food and blah blah blah. I'm like, really? Not sure I feel like dealing with that. So now maybe going to stop a little bit east of Jackson. There's a few truck stops, little gas and sips up here at the 68 I'm going to try. See what I can find. What do you think? So, sorry it's been about a week since I did a video, but been kind of busy. I've been dealing with a lot of snow and rain and all that kind of crap. After I delivered in Janesville, Wisconsin, I got a load that picked up in, where was it? It was north of Milwaukee somewhere. I can't remember the name of the town. Lamira, Wisconsin. It was supposed to be packaging supplies, turned out to be mail. It was supposed to weigh 42,000 pounds, turned out to be 44.6. I can't take that heavy a load. They had to take some off, blah, blah, blah. Delivered to two locations in Pennsylvania. So I delivered those on Thursday, because that was Monday I had delivered at the Dollar General in Janesville. And then Tuesday picked up and delivered Thursday, two locations in, kind of north of Pittsburgh, right there. Both of them United States Post Office facilities per se. One of them, the first one, only like a mile from the second one, so not too bad. They met with Mark and this new dispatcher, Roger, at the Mexican restaurant there in Youngstown that we like. And it's got, I think it's called El Terraza or something, but it says on the sign Grisoles, so I'm not sure which it is. But anyway, and then Friday got a load out. Didn't end up picking up, excuse me, Friday night, a load of flooring, and that's the one I'm on now, coming down here to Mississippi and Louisiana. And so it had some extra time built in over the weekend, but I've still been in tons of rain. You see right now I got the wipers going. Rain's kind of been off and on all morning. I had stayed in southern Tennessee. I drove through the night Friday night, got down to southern Tennessee Saturday morning. Wanted to avoid the traffic in the bigger cities like Nashville and so forth, Louisville and all that. And I had some issues. I got a shower at Glendale, Kentucky at the Petro. I had to fix trailer lights on either side. I had just repaired one the other day. And then they're still giving me issues. I'm really thinking at this point it's my pigtail. I don't have one personally. No, I don't, not back here, but between the truck and the trailer. It's about 4.5 years old. I think it's kind of going out, and that's what's causing them to sometimes work and sometimes not. And they're too expensive at the truck stops. If I knew where an Amazon locker was going to be, I could probably get one delivered to me within a day or two, but I looked ahead to where I'm going to be and I can't find one. So just have to kind of keep watching that. What do you think? Alright, so that's where we're at. That's a recap of the week. I'm going to talk more about my trucking office e-log. Still got some issues with that, although some have been solved. Been running that again for another week since Mark gave me the new dongle. And yes, men, you always want to make sure you know where your dongle is, right? Alright, so here's the 68. This is where we need to get off and see what we can find for truck parking. Maybe we won't have people knocking on their truck all day and night. I really hate that kind of crap. Unfortunately, you deal with a lot more of that in the South, so off here and see what we can see. Alright, you can't tell by looking at it, but this whole lot is leaning downhill. So if I parked over there like to the left, I'd be leaning far to the right, and I don't really want to deal with that. So I think we're going to move on. Yeah, so I decided we do this little Texaco on the other side of the freeway. I'm backing in now. It looks pretty good. It's pretty level. You can see grass over there up to the left for Rusty. I think it'll be good, baby. Anyway, this looks fairly harmless. Little Texaco. Looks like it's even got a restaurant. Not that I need that. We've got plenty of food here in the truck. There's grass right over there for Rusty. So that's good. So he's going to be set. You know, like I say, it's been raining. It's not raining at the moment. But there's more rain coming through. Probably all through the night. All through the night. Rain on my head. Anyway, so, alright, so here's where we're going to be. And now, from earlier this morning, E-U-T-A-W. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Utah? Is that Utah? I don't know. I'm in Alabama. So, it could be anything. It's probably Utah or something. I don't know. Put it in the description, or put it in the comments, let me know. I'm sure I'm wrong on that. Just stopped here real quick on my way down to Jackson. And I'll do some road video stuff here. I'll probably start with it in a minute. I emptied my toilet yesterday, and I had ordered some of the new, this stuff. You know, well, this one is Chemco toilet singles. It's the lavender smell, not flavor. Oh, no, we're not drinking this stuff. But they have some at most of the Loves. So I just used my last bottle after I dumped my toilet again. So this stuff isn't quite as good as the Thetford stuff, but it's at least available at the Loves, and I probably won't be home for another week and a half at least. So at least they have that here at the Loves, and they had to buy another rack if I can get it. Rack of water. I feel like I'm always buying a rack of water. 24 bottles. If you go through 3 or 4 bottles a day, well, do the math. It doesn't last that long. So, anyway, at least we got stocked up on that stuff. It's still kind of wet and rainy. Hopefully it'll get better. And while I was there at the Loves, I did get to meet Travis. I was walking in to go to the bathroom, and this guy walks the other way. He goes, "Hey, Clutch Trucker!" I'm like, "Oh, hey, how are you?" And I met Travis. He lives in Meridian, Mississippi, which I was about to drive through. And he didn't get to talk long. He had his breakfast, had to head back out, and he had a load to go for, baby. But Travis, just want to give you a shout out. Nice to meet you. All right, before I get into a lot of the load updates and everything else, I know a lot of you tune in just for the carnage. Gotta love the carnage, baby. All right, so first off, this was on Wednesday as I'm leaving north of Janesville, heading up towards north of Milwaukee. A little crash on the interstate. A lot of cop cars out there for just that one car. It didn't look a little intense anyway. All right, then JB Hunt tries to drive me off the road after going through the toll booth later that night coming into Indiana. So he's passing me because he's obviously got a lighter load, but you know, he thinks he's ahead of me and maybe has looked right there and hasn't looked again. I'm accelerating. I'm getting up to speed here. So just as I'm approaching his rear bumper of his trailer, then that's when he decides to all of a sudden start swinging to the right. And now I'm right behind you, buddy. Oops. Yep. Oh, and now he turns the signal on. Didn't have the signal on before yet, jack off. All right, so yeah, after I'd made it all the way down and through Indiana, and you know, JB Hunt tried to cut me off. Then I'm trying to make it into the TA there in Perrysburg, and another driver coming out of the Pilot, as you go right between the Pilot and the TA, and I'm trying to turn right. I have the right of way. Just comes whipping out of the Pilot, doesn't even look, straight across the road and right in front of me. All right, rounded the corner here. You can see the Pilot's to the left with the McDonald's. You can see the red canopy. TA's to the right with the sign right up there. And I'm about to turn into the TA. I have the right of way. Like I say, this is a roadway in between the two.
Arriving at Travel Centers of America on the right.
He just comes shooting out from the Pilot there on the left. There he is. Doesn't even pay attention at all.
Please drive the highlighted route.
So I gotta stop to let this
we'll
moron
go.
go.
You fucking moron.
What a jerk. If I'm already on the road, I have the right of way. What do you think? Anyway. Okay, then later on the next day, driving down across Ohio, see a jackknife truck. And now the clutch trucker zoom and slow-mo. Then was when I was on the way to pick up this load in Middlefield, Ohio, late Friday afternoon, I guess this was. From I-80, you need to get on the left lane to go onto 11 North, and I'm in that lane. A car comes whipping around me on the right. He didn't want to wait behind me. That would have been too slow, so I had to cut me off, running across the lanes.
Take exit 228.
All right, I'm in
on
the left lane because I know
Ohio
I need to
11
take
North.
11 North. See right there on the highway, you see it printed on the roadway, and see it's a quick dotted lane. It's going to turn into a solid lane really soon, which means if you're going to take that exit, you need to be in it right now. So I'm in the right place. And look, here he comes around the right side. Yep, there he is. Oh no, I got to take that exit. I couldn't wait for the big truck. I didn't want to be behind him. Oh. Driving through that snow the other day, pretty intense. Look at this pic. And then when I was on the load I'm on now, driving south of Louisville, this is late Friday night, early Saturday morning, on I-65. You don't normally see a car aiming the wrong way on the interstate.
Great.
Now the clutch trucker zoom and slow-mo. Yeah, all I can figure is he wrecked, crashed into the wall, and was just aimed the wrong way. What do you think? Okay, so now I'm here at Tallahatchie, Mississippi is where I'm at. And so I gotta redo my logs because I was initially gonna go to Jackson, so I like to redo everything. So this will kind of be a little preview of my full-blown review for the OTR 1010, the Garmin OTR 1010. But I just want to show you how easy it is to switch things around on a route you've already planned. Let's do that. Okay, so I simply go to View Map, or no, I go to Route Planner because that's what I'm on my LA for Louisiana 1. All right, this is unlike the OTR 1000 where initially it shows you the list. This one brings you up the map first, shows your distance, total distance left, and amount of time it thinks it's going to take. Then if you want to use that, look at that traditional list, well, you can just go look at that. Okay, that's where I started this morning, the Shady Lawn truck stop in Ardmore, Tennessee. I was going to go to the Petro in Jackson after reading the Trucker Path reviews, decided not to do that. So what I want to do is switch things around. I'm still going to need to stop at that Petro and Fuel after I go to my first stop, my delivery there in Jackson. So what I'm going to do first off is I'm going to tap the little wrench, and in other words, to change things. I'm going to change that to where I am now. All right, it calculates, then it shows it's done with that. I hit select. So now it's going to put that location in there. I still want to stop at that Petro, but I want to do it after that delivery. So I can tap on that, hit the up and down arrow button, and it lets you just slide that down and switch places. I say save. So see, now it's saved all that. So here's where I am now. I'm going to go to my delivery first. I'll stop at the Petro and Fuel, and I'll head on down to New Orleans. It's recalculated my whole trip from where I'm at now, 222 miles. And if I want to look at the map again, I just tap on that and I can look at my whole map. You can tap up here to zoom in. If you'd like, you can move it around. It's really easy to do that. So I can see, okay, here's where I'm at now. There's Jackson. There's where I'm going to my delivery. Then I'll go back down, fuel at the Petro, and then drop down towards New Orleans. And of course I can go back out. And you can see down there, and if I want to look at exactly where that is down there a little closer, zoom in, and you can see that's exactly where I'm going to go.
Please drive to highlighted route.
I had just hit start on it, so that's why it said that. All right, so see, that's just a quick little thing of how easy it is to use the Garmin. That's why I like the Garmin's over the Rand McNally's, just how you can move things around, change where you're at, and all that. That's just so simple. Not a lot of changes from the OTR 1000 to the 1010, but things look a little bit different, so you have to kind of relearn a few things, but very simple overall. All right, so here we are in Tallahatchie, Mississippi. If I'm probably not pronouncing it right. It's probably something else like Tallahatchie or something, I don't know. It's Mississippi, you know, I'm in the South. Things are pronounced a lot differently. I can't blame just the South. In Wyoming, we have D-U-B-O-I-S, which should be Dubois, because that's a French pronunciation. No, it's Dubois. Dubois, Wyoming. And there's a Dubois, Pennsylvania, too. So it ain't just us. All right, so I'm glad I stopped here short of Jackson, 30 miles away from my delivery tomorrow. We'll go deliver that at 8 a.m. and make it down to New Orleans. Narlands. Say it as one word, not New Orleans, not New Orleans. It's Narlands. And we'll deliver down there. And then we probably won't pick up a load tomorrow after that because I deliver so late, 2 p.m. the second load. So probably we'll just try to book something for Tuesday to get me moving. Apparently, Shreveport area is supposed to have lots of stuff, so we'll just see what happens. Well, thanks for tuning in for that one. Yeah, a little load update, some carnage on the road, as you're always going to see in the wintertime. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe. Please like and comment. I get to your comments as soon as I can. Sometimes takes a few days because I'm a working truck driver. Clutch Trucker on Instagram, Clutch Trucker on Twitter, where I tend to always put Rusty stuff. And as always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Rusty, out.
No. I know this chick. This is the chick from the news. Megan Miles. Be well. Pokey, how the hell do you know about the chick from the news? Well, it's 5 p.m. live at 5. That's what time I get up every afternoon.
Down here, come on. There it is. Oh, there it goes. On the lovely junior donated pet bed. Yes, it is. Bed Sure, comfy pet. Oh yes, he's all over that. Loving that bag and strip. He's loving that bag and strip. You can give him the false stuff. He won't eat it. No, he loves that bag and strip. Oh! Because he's a bag and strip dog. Loving it. Last time they groomed him, they didn't cut his fur on his head as much. You can see he's still pretty short in the back. He's still drying out. We had to both get wet when I took him out here. Because it's pretty rainy down here in Mississippi. Y'all done? Happy dog look. Rusty, you gotta look up here. It's hard to see your eyes with that fur hanging over it. Rusty, look up here. Come on, Rusty. Hello. Oh, you found another crumb. Okay, look up here.